Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of the Movie Clips Instant Trailer Review Show. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm David.
And today we are reviewing the third Avengers Age of Ultron trailer, which just released.
Yeah, so we are closer now to May when this movie comes out than ever before. This is probably going to be the last trailer, and it shows a lot of new footage. We're really excited to go over this.
So let's do it. So right off the bat, the big difference between this trailer and all the other ones is the destruction. Like, if you look at all the trailers sort of lined up, this one sort of picks up, I think, midway through the second one that was released. So we've gotten rid of all of, like, the introing of the teams and all the fun stuff, and now it's just, like, really dark.
And this is Ultron right here, voiced by James Spader. And earlier we saw him in Europe, I think. We assume it's Europe. This feels like some sort of Bavarian castle, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, architecturally speaking, it looks like it's definitely Europe.
Like
and now,
Switzerland.
That's one of the Avengers jets for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of Iron Man's suits that looks like it's been destroyed. Then we have Ultron unplugging himself, so he's like, I'm going on my own now. And that's kind of the premise of what this movie is.
Yeah, with the whole no strings on me.
Yeah.
There's actually like a physical manifestation of the string. The one thing I'll note, I have to say about this trailer is, obviously this world looks way more dark and bleak than anything we've seen.
The colors are very desaturated.
But even like this place, it's like it's not bad enough that everything is already just completely decrepit, but they're gonna add more explosions to this poor place.
Now, we've read in interviews, Hank Pym and Ant-Man Scott Lang will not be showing up. But again, that's what's being said. It could still be a surprise later. For all we know, Ant-Man is really small. He's just sitting in he could be in this scene right now. He could be like, really tiny, just hanging out.
Just a cameo, yeah. Now, this is the first time we're hearing about this. Like, it was always sort of speculated, like, Hank Pym will not be creating Ultron. That was sort of set up a long time ago. They'd have to find a new thing. And it was always really speculated that it would be Tony Stark doing it at some level. And this pretty much confirms, like, yes, this is the storyline. Tony Stark tried to just sort of create an artificial army to police the world and ended up accidentally creating Ultron.
And here's Bruce Banner, who's also a scientist. I mean, right now we're still not seeing anything too new that the other trailers haven't really shown. We're definitely seeing that these are sort of the Ultron drones attacking. And if you remember in the Avengers and the post-credit scene in one of the other movies, Banner and Stark have a very close relationship. So I assume they'll develop more of that. And look at the scope here. I mean, just like they're high above the city. Everything is falling apart.
Where does a bridge exist that's that high?
I think it's being lifted up.
You think the whole bridge is being carried up?
I mean, it could be. If you remember, like Magneto could lift bridges up. I don't think Magneto's in this, of course, because he can't be. But
that's pretty. It's pretty insane.
And this is the chopping wood scene that was posted a while back. And I don't know about some romance between Black Widow and Bruce Banner, but I think that's what they're implying, right?
I would say so. That shot is this shot is just awesome.
This is like the Sistine Chapel of superhero shots here. I mean, the way it's pointed.
Let's just get to that perfect frame. It is just so cool.
Everyone's got their own poses. I like Hawkeye's the best. He's lunging like he's just gonna.
Well, it kind of looks like Captain America's riding Iron Man, which is pretty funny. But the one thing I think that Joss Whedon's carrying into this movie is he really did such a great job with the first Avengers. Is the composition of the way all these characters fit together, not only within a frame, but like within the Battle of New York, like going from one fight to the next in this seamless fashion. It really gives you a good idea of the scope and the scale of all these people, and this really, again, helps to illustrate all of that.
Yeah, we're not entirely sure who these soldiers are right now, because those are not Ultron robots, and I don't think Ultron can control humans. So there's going to be some sort of human villain, I think, is what we're finding out. And I love the contrast of the snow. We've seen some of these shots. Now I'm pretty sure that's the scepter from Avengers that Loki had. So I don't know how that's going to work but that's going to be great. And we don't really know much about Loki's appearance in this movie. We haven't seen anything yet, so. I like this. The superheroes are just kind of standing around like a normal apartment. Like, I love that contrast.
Except for Thor. Like, but it's funny because, like,
Bruce Banner looks like he's got a stomachache.
Bruce Banner looks like
too much ice cream.
He got some food poisoning or something. He just woke up. He just went over for a sleepover. He's in his PJs or something. But yeah, I think what's nice is this movie's really showing more of the vulnerabilities of these characters that a lot of the other films have sort of brushed over.
This almost reminds me of like the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie when the Ninja Turtles are in that cabin and they're like regrouping and getting ready for the big fight. Like I really think that's what this is.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people like that reference, but I think you're probably correct in your feeling on that.
So here's Nick Fury. Now this looks like something important, but I don't know really what this is. It's like a missile factory, and I kind of feel like Ultron, maybe he's building missiles. I don't know. We don't know yet. But if you notice
But
on his side,
he also could just take over like a weapons depot or some arms building.
He has Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver with him, and interviews have said that they're not going to start out good guys.
Yeah. Now, there's a shot coming up that is just so incredibly epic. I mean, this is pretty awesome. One thing we see in this for the first time, you can go back a little bit and you can see it on Black Widow's suit, is she has electricity in this movie.
Yeah.
So her suit has these special blue cables that are sort of let her use electric shock while she's fighting, which is pretty cool. I mean,
so this is the Hulkbuster costume that Iron Man, maybe he's wearing, maybe Ultron is controlling it. We still don't really know. I bet that's going to be like a big showpiece.
That shot
and here,
was pretty awesome.
Scarlet Witch is definitely doing something with mind control. Over Black Widow. And this is amazing.
This shot is really cool, and I'm really excited to see how
this Quicksilver.
This Quicksilver behaves. It looks already like they're going to do some things a little bit similarly, because I think the only way you can really show something moving so quickly is through slow motion, which just is the logical sort of translation of that on film. But obviously seeing X-Men Days of Future Past, like that kitchen sequence is going to be very difficult to match.
So even though it's the same Quicksilver from the comics, they are different. Like Magneto can't show up on this because of legal rights. Fox owns the rights to X-Men. And deals were worked out that they can have Quicksilver separately but different. So
but they're not mutants.
Exactly. You can't say mutants. You can't say Magneto. There's certain rules that they're gonna have to follow.
You're really hung up on this Magneto thing. But they're really using the Inhumans branding. I don't know if they'll bring up them as Inhumans in this. When they were first introduced in the end credit sequence, they were called Miracles.
Yeah.
So
this is kind of cool. Captain America's like on the top of the car and it's flipping. It's really cool. The sound design in this is really well done, and this is the sort of heroic call to action here. Ooh, she's got two like lightsabers, but I bet they're just like electric.
They're not lightsabers.
I know they're
stop using.
Although Disney owns Star Wars and Avengers.
Oh my gosh! Can you go? Let's go back for a second, because that's like one of our. That's a really good shot of Ultron to just take a look at, and also again it gives you, well, I mean all these drones or stuff. I wonder if the Tesseract or the scepter that Iron Man is holding is what is really powering some of the Ultron robots, because they glow with that blue.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's he's sort of pulled some of that, or if it's more of just like the arc reactor like he'd done in Iron Man and all those films.
This is definitely a very destroyed city.
Yeah, so. And I mean, it also Ultron apparently has the ability to levitate. I wonder if he's sort of in all these sort of AI movies. You always see that the AI becomes more intelligent than the creator is, and sort of figures out new forms of science and ways to manipulate energy and matter and all that stuff. So I have to assume that Ultron's able to do something along those lines. But anyway, there's still more, so let's play. This shot is pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Hulk.
Let's go back just for a second, just to look at this. What do you think this is?
It looks so much like Iron Man Stark technology. I bet it's like a magnet to draw them all into it. That's my guess.
Do you think it's a magnet, or do you think it's a reactor, or what? I mean,
I feel like it's a magnet. But we'll never know until the movie comes out.
So who do we have in the shot? We have Hulk, we have Captain America. I'm assuming this is Scarlet Witch here.
Yeah.
There's Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, the Hulk. Quicksilver is probably moving really quick. We can't see him. Now there is one other character that has not been featured at all in any of the trailers or anything
Correct.
like that. Who is Vision.
About to show up, right? And that's Vision, played by Paul Bettany, who does the voice of Jarvis, Stark's personal butler. Now, I assume this is obviously a Stark humanoid robot for sure, because if you're getting the same guy to do the voice and the physical
Right, so this
portrayal,
must
then
be the physical manifestation of
Jarvis,
which
is going to be awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
And we've seen stuff on the posters of Vision, but this is the first video footage we're finally seeing.
And it looks like his eyes have sort of gears in them and stuff, but he's the android son of Ultron, but he sort of casts himself out from being under his father's shadow.
And if you know in the comics, Scarlet Witch and Vision hook up, so maybe something will happen there.
It's pretty trippy. But yeah, I was really hoping to see Vision in this trailer. That's really what I went in here looking for. So it's nice that they just threw that little tease at the very end. It was a nice touch. But all in all, I mean, I can't say enough about this movie. I'm super excited. Like you said, you don't want to get too deep into it because you want to keep some of the magic alive.
Yeah, so this is gonna be the biggest movie of the year until Star Wars comes out, of course, at the end of the year. But I mean, it's the biggest tentpole, so I'm very excited.
And don't forget, you guys can get your tickets now on Fandango. They just went on sale today. But yeah, for Movie Clips, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm David.
Thanks for watching.